Hi, I'm Tim Sustak, Chief Credit Officer with Viso Financial, and this is the economic update for June 2018. Today, we'll take a look at some happenings from the June Fed meeting and where rates may be going in the future. Well, by now I'm sure you all know that the Fed raised the target Fed funds range 25 basis points at its June meeting. That puts the target range at 1.75% on the lower end and 2% on the upper end. However, an interesting twist is that the Fed only increased the rate they are paying on required and excess reserves by 20 basis points, so rates on both types of reserves are now at 1.95%, 5 basis points below the upper end of the target Fed funds range. The Fed has been setting the rate paid on reserves at the upper end of the target Fed funds range, as interest on excess reserves is a primary tool that the Fed uses to manage the Fed funds rate and keep it inside the upper end of the range. Recently, though, Fed funds have been trading close to the top end of the target range. So by setting the rate they pay on excess reserves a bit inside the top of the range, the thought is that the Fed funds rate will fall more comfortably inside the desired range. Another interesting item to come out of the June FOMC meeting is that Chairman Powell indicated that starting in January of 2019, he will hold a press conference after each FOMC meeting rather than after every other meeting. The Fed seems to have fallen into a pattern of only taking rate actions at meetings where a press conference follows. The markets have become accustomed to this practice, which is an issue for the Fed, as they did not want that expectation clouding perception of actions they may take. In order to relieve that and improve communication between the Fed and the rest of us, they decided to have a press conference after each meeting. They were careful to indicate that this has absolutely nothing to do with the timing or pace of future rate changes and is only designed to foster better communication. A look at the current thought of the timing and pace of future rate increases after the break.
I didn't make those charges on my credit card.
I never wrote that check.
These are things you don't want to hear from your members. Identity theft affects more than 16 million Americans every year, and no one is immune. But your credit union can provide extra protection with Solievo's identity theft services. Through our partner, CyberScout, we offer proactive, educational, defense, and self-monitoring services for your members. Get our identity theft services so your members can do less of this
I think my identity's been stolen. Can you help me?
and do more living.
Welcome back. We know that the Fed bumped the target Fed funds range 25 basis points at their June meeting, but what will they do moving forward? Well, we also received a new set of Fed projections at the June meeting. The rate projection has changed a bit, now showing a total of 4 25 basis point rate increases for 2018, which is one more than the March projection and means we could see 2 more yet this year. The additional increase in 2018 is a good headline, but in reality, only 1 more of the 15 members that voted projected 4 more increases for 2018, which was enough to bump the median projection up. I'm not sure how much this really changes anything from March, as they are still pretty evenly split, with 8 now seeing 4 or more increases in 2018 and 7 seeing 3 or less. What we do know from the statement and press conference following the meeting is that the FOMC is feeling more comfortable about the strength of the economy and inflation falling in line with their 2% goal, which gives them more confidence regarding future rate increases, though they're still indicating rate increases will be gradual. 3 or 4 25 basis point increases in 2018 still seems to be a toss-up, but right now, the markets are projecting the 3rd to come at the September meeting and leaning slightly towards the 4th at the December meeting. Based on the current tone from the FOMC, that seems to make sense. Thanks for watching the economic update for June 2018. Here are this month's release dates for some of the more important economic statistics. We'll see you again next month for another look at the economy, and as always, thanks for watching.